I'm sure if if there is an incident occurs, the system and the processes are so robust, right? There would have been a code inquiry, there would have been a board of officers, they would have done the entire, and if they found this, then the company would have been blacklisted. And all their equipment, a defect report would have been raised, and all their equipment would have been grounded, right? So that's the process, right? We shouldn't undermine that process of that, right? And we've seen that process, we know it works.
Actually, to that point, one has heard that there was a complete stall in purchase of new drones after a few incidents. So is that true or
no? I will not say that, right? Okay. So what we know, like what you were saying, it was jammed. The GNSS was denied, the GPS was jammed, and I think the communication was also jammed, right? Today, when these probably drones were procured, a lot of people did not have that technology, but today that technology of GPS denial exists. We have a GPS denial. We can do a GPS. So if you jam a GPS, because now we've got a computer vision, we do what we do, AI, and we can go and complete our mission, right? At least return to home and so on and so forth, right? But so there is a lot of misinformation that somebody can hack, somebody can. A week, 10 days back, there was again an incident which somebody reported, a defense journalist reported, which says one of the Israeli drones got hacked by Chinese, and in fact they kind of, and I was wanting to figure out how can, if the Chinese were to hijack it, why will they lose the control after, let's say, 2 hours? They were not playing with it. Nobody plays with your drone, right? And then give it back to the, right? They would have either crash landed or landed at their site and done some reverse engineering if that was the intent, right? None of that happened. They said, you know what, they hacked it for 2 hours and they gave it back, right? And again, I think the army came out with a rejoinder in this case for almost about within 3 days that this was none of that happened. Having said that, is there an issue? Is there an elephant in the room? Yes, there is an elephant in the room. Let's not trivialize it, right? There are instances. I think there was few orders which were cancelled as well, right? And there was a communique by the Ministry of Defense to FICCI and some of the other members that some companies that highlighted that you please do business at your own risk, do some ratification, etc., etc. So there is a concern. And we've been voicing this concern for a very, very long time. And I believe now with that concern, the army has come out with, it is rather coming out. So they check, but now they want to really, really go and double check, right? In fact, there is some procurement which is taking place now. They say we will strip open everything. Okay. We will get down to each, right? No self-certification, nothing. We've been wanting to run a campaign called Trust but Verify, right? And that's what army started to do. Trusting your paperwork.
Stripping open will not help because there is this, entire PCB layer.
So
the flight control
I think so. So they are now going to. So this is the first, right? Okay. There is also a framework which is coming, which I think the Army Design Bureau is working on. They are coming up with a framework as to what you have to, make sure that it is not coming from a country of particular origin.
Sure, that's fine.
Also, we have to understand that there are frameworks available. So the US gives a framework. So you have to also take it with you have to do a balancing act. You also have to say that today if I were to say in my televisions or let's say the telecom world, right, nothing coming from China, let's just say, right, it's not possible. A lot of that system, but what you have to be smart, none of the active elements which can touch the data layer or which can touch the communication layer or which can touch the GPS or which can touch the payload should be from China. And that's how the NDAA, which is the National Defense Authorization Act of the US government, is like that. They recognize that there will be some part, there will be a carbon rod which will come from China.
Got it.
There will be a resistor which will be coming from China. There will be a wire which will be.
That's the framework you're talking about.